Romeo Lavia has posted a positive message online as the Chelsea midfielder continues to recover from an injury that has seen him not yet play for the club. Having signed from Southampton in a big-money deal over the summer, arriving in the same week as Moises Caicedo, the teenager has had a frustrating start to life in blue. The Belgian prodigy suffered a hamstring injury last season between late August and October, meaning that he could only play 29 times in the league for Saints, but given that it was his first senior campaign, it was still mightily impressive. He racked up over 2,200 minutes, nearly double the amount Reece James made. Having been at the center of one of the big transfer stories of the summer, it was a disrupted preseason for Lavia as he prepared for a move, and that saw him given time away from the first team in the weeks after arriving. There was an expectation and hope that he would be fit enough to play after the September international break. He needs a few weeks to be ready to be involved with the team, manager Mauricio Pochettino said in August. He is working to try and catch his teammates. For Romeo, we need to wait a few weeks. The unimpressive play of teenager Nicholas Jackson has forced Chelsea to bolster their front line, and Armando Broja has not produced much since returning from an extended injury layoff, so the Blues' relentless pursuit of Osimhen makes sense. Additionally, according to people with knowledge of the issue, Chelsea may consider Edmund Tapsoba of Bayer Leverkusen as one of their top defensive targets for the summer of 2024. Osimhen is adamantly refusing to be sold by Napoli in January. But Chelsea wants to put in the effort now to guarantee they are first in line to get the 24-year-old when the summer transfer window opens. Although there doesn't seem to have been any major movement in getting all parties to agree on an alternate agreement, Napoli could try to strengthen its case by consenting to include a release provision in any future new contract for Osimhen. This occurs as it is still very possible that Trevoh Chalobah will depart Stamford Bridge soon. Clubs who are believed to have attempted to sign him in the summer include Bayern Munich and Nottingham Forest. Chalobah is not in Mauricio Pochettino's plans, even though a deal didn't work out back then. The team is considering Tapsoba as a possible substitute. Ian Maatsen, who is still being considered by Burnley after they came close to signing him in the summer, is also of interest to CFC. It's also believed that West Ham is getting ready to do something to try and sign the Dutchman. Fluminense club president Mario Bittencourt is hopeful of seeing Thiago Silva arrive at the Brazilian side before the end of his career. Chelsea's defender has previously spoken of his desire to return to his childhood team and for the third season in succession is approaching the final 6 months of his contract. Having joined the Blues on a free transfer in August 2020, Silva has proven himself to be a key component to Chelsea's team. Even now at 39, the former PSG and AC Milan star has established himself as a durable member of Mauricio Pochettino's starting lineup and played in every minute of Premier League action in 2023-24. Silva last signed a contract extension in February after a great deal of speculation over a return to South America. That seems set to repeat itself in the coming weeks. The prospect of a return to Fluminense is certainly not something Bittencourt is giving up on. He said, via Sport Witness, I continue with this desire to bring him in. For the brilliant player he is, for his high performance at his age. Then he's a great tricolor. I'm sure that one day he could play for Fluminense again. Thus far, Silva has preferred to keep quiet on his future, given the intensity of speculation 12 months ago. This relationship has been going on for a long time, he told Globo Esporte in October. But I prefer to remain silent at this moment, as there has already been some controversy in the recent past. However, ahead of his latest season with the Blues, he admitted departing the club would be difficult. His family have grown up in Europe and Silva's 2 children play in Chelsea's academy. Silva noted he had a desire to return to Fluminense. However, he told the Globo, everyone knows how much I would like to return to Fluminense, but today it's hard to talk to my family about it, because my children don't want to live in Brazil. It's a very complicated situation, but we still have a year to reflect and understand what we're going to do next year. Christopher Nkunku has been spotted at Chelsea's Cobham training base ahead of the club's huge Premier League clash with Manchester City on Saturday. The forward is still yet to make his competitive debut since signing in the summer, but is now taking steps towards a recovery. Having been injured in the last preseason game of the American Tour in August, Nkunku has been working toward a highly anticipated first appearance in blue during a league game. The meeting with Pep Guardiola's side comes too soon for him, but the presence of a star player back with the group is sure to raise spirits that bit more. The Blues are already heading into the game on a high after beating London rivals Tottenham 4-1 on Monday, but that match also highlighted the need for someone like Nkunku. Despite the scoreline, there was a clear sense of inexperience throughout the side that a player like Nkunku has been tipped to bring. The 25-year-old was top scorer in Germany last year despite missing over 2 months of the season with another injury, and Mauricio Pochettino will be hopeful that he can have a similar impact at Stamford Bridge. Nkunku is doing really well, working hard. I think he's really close, the boss explained last month. As soon as possible we can have him involved again. After the next internationals maybe he could be involved. He's a player that when you see the goals he scored last season, he provides goals, and I think we're missing goals. That's why we think he's a player that can be important for us. He's proved he can score goals in the Bundesliga. If today we had 8 or 10 goals from Nkunku, maybe the situation in the league would be completely different. It's goals that we are missing to be in a different position. It's unlucky, but we can't complain. We need to work. We're looking forward to recovering him and helping the team be in a different position. Now, after splitting his time between England and Paris for his recovery, Nkunku has been pictured working in the Cobham gym. In a set of pictures released on Wednesday, Chelsea included a snap of Nkunku and Raheem Sterling chatting whilst on the exercise bikes. The former RB Leipzig man is expected to be back before the end of the year, with Chelsea facing Newcastle, Brighton, Everton, Sheffield United, Wolves, Crystal Palace and Luton before we move into 2024. Chelsea star Romeo Lavia Nkunku could be setting up a potential hijacking of one of London rival Arsenal's January transfer deals as he tries to bring an ex-teammate to Chelsea instead, in a move similar to the one he himself made last year. Mudryk himself has already scored his first 2 goals in a Chelsea shirt this season, with his first coming in a 2-0 win over Fulham in October before his delightful chip in the dramatic 2-2 draw against the Gunners saw him catch goalkeeper David Raya unaware in front of the Matthew Harding stand. It could have all been very different, however. The now Blues winger was set to arrive at the Emirates Stadium, but a late push from Todd Boehly and company saw the youngster land in SW6 instead, leaving the red part of North London rather red-faced. But now he's trying to coax another young Shakhtar Donetsk superstar to Stamford Bridge in the form of 21-year-old Georgi Sudakov. Having been pictured hiding in an underground bunker in Kiev early during the Russian invasion of Ukraine, Sudakov was thought to have had his dreams of becoming a professional footballer snatched away from him. However, he's managed to maintain and even improve his skill as the war rages on around him in incredible circumstances, having not trained for over a month when the war began. Despite the setbacks, he eventually made his debut for the national team in a friendly against Bahrain in May earlier this year. The Ukrainian international predominantly plays as an attacking midfielder but is also capable of featuring on the wings, having already bagged 3 goals and 1 assist in 13 games so far this season. The Gunners are thought to be vying with the Blues for the star's signature in January, with both sides keeping an eye on his development in a situation scarily similar to that of Mudryk's own back in January 2022.